What if I told you one of the most peaceful retirement communities in America has a transportation problem hiding in plain sight? Welcome to the Villages, a place where golf carts aren't just for the course, they're cars. Grocery runs? Golf cart. Doctor visits? Golf cart. Dinner date? Golf cart. In fact, there are tens of thousands of golf carts on the road here every single day. And on the surface, it looks like paradise. But underneath that convenience is a growing, dangerous problem that almost nobody talks about. And it's not what you think. Welcome back to Best Golf Carts, Inc., and today we're discussing the golf cart problem nobody talks about in the Villages. So strap in, subscribe, get those notifications enabled, and let's dive right into it. The Villages was designed to be a self-contained utopia for retirees. Over 80,000 residents, more than 90 miles of golf cart paths. You can literally live your entire life without ever needing a car. That's the dream. Cheap transportation, easy mobility, no traffic stress. And for a lot of people, it genuinely works. It's convenient, it's social, it's even kind of fun. You're not stuck in traffic. You're cruising through neighborhoods, waving at neighbors, pulling up to restaurants, grocery stores, even medical appointments, all in a golf cart. But the moment a golf cart stops being a toy and becomes your primary vehicle, everything changes. Because now, you're not just using it for a quick ride between holes. You're relying on it, daily, consistently, in all conditions. And that's where the cracks start to show. Here's the key problem. Golf carts were never designed for what they're being used for today. They were built for short distances, low speeds, controlled environments like golf courses, predictable traffic, and minimal risk. But in the Villages, they're now commuter vehicles, getting people to work, appointments, errands. Social vehicles, hopping between bars, events, and night gatherings, nighttime transport, and even modified speed machines pushed far beyond their original limits. And when you scale that across 60,000 plus carts operating daily, you don't have a hobby anymore. You have a full-blown transportation system, just without the safety standards. No standardized crash testing, no airbags, no real structural protection, minimal lighting compared to cars, and in many cases, drivers who were never trained for complex road conditions. So what you end up with is something that looks relaxed and low risk, but underneath, it's operating like a citywide vehicle network without the infrastructure, without the regulation, and without the margin for error you'd expect from actual cars. And that's where the real story begins. This is the part nobody talks about. Golf carts feel safe. They look harmless. They move slower than cars. They're associated with leisure. But legally? In Florida, golf carts are considered dangerous instruments, just like cars. And yet, people treat them like bicycles, or worse, like toys. This disconnect creates a false sense of security. People don't wear seatbelts, treat intersections seriously, drive distracted, or worse still, carry too many passengers. And that's where things start to break down. Let's get into the numbers, because this is where it stops being theoretical. Between 2011 and 2019, 875 golf cart crashes were reported in the Villages alone. That's 136 crashes per year on average, 65 hospitalizations annually, 9 people dead or permanently disabled each year. Let that sink in. This isn't rare, it's consistent, and it's getting worse. In 2024 alone, early data suggests the community was on pace for over 200 crashes in a single year. That's not a small issue. That's a systemic one. Here's the real danger. Golf carts don't protect you. No airbags, often no seatbelts, minimal structural protection. So when something goes wrong, you don't just get bumped, you get thrown. In fact, 27% of serious crashes involve ejection. Over half require hospitalization. Many result in long-term disability or death. Even at speeds of 20 miles per hour, that's enough to completely change a life. Now let's talk about the design problem. Infrastructure versus reality. Because that's where it gets deeper. The Villages actually has a massive golf cart infrastructure. Tunnels, bridges, dedicated paths. Sounds great, right? But the issue is, golf carts don't stay in those lanes. They mix with cars, pedestrians, and cyclists. And that's where most accidents happen, not on golf courses. So now you have low protection vehicles sharing space with high-speed traffic. That's a dangerous mismatch. Behavior makes it worse. Yeah, and this is the part a lot of people don't like talking about. Golf cart culture in the Villages is relaxed, and sometimes too relaxed. Because when something feels casual, people treat it casually. Reports and patterns point to things like distracted driving, people on their phones, not fully paying attention, alcohol-related incidents, and even underage drivers in some cases, because it feels safer than a car. All these reflect a much bigger issue. People don't treat golf carts like real vehicles, something that doesn't carry the same consequences as a car. And that mindset is where the real danger starts. Because the reality is, once you're sharing pathways, crossing roads, driving at speed, and operating around thousands of other people, this is real traffic, just without people mentally registering it that way. Another core problem nobody really talks about is the regulation gap. Golf carts sit in a weird legal gray zone. In Florida, you don't always need a full driver's license, depending on the type of cart and where it's driven. Safety requirements are minimal, often far below what's required for standard road vehicles, and enforcement is typically lighter than it is for cars, especially in communities built around cart usage. Meanwhile, some modified carts can reach 40 miles per hour. Let that sink in. That's no longer golf cart speed. That's neighborhood road speed. So what you end up with is this mismatch, car-level risk with toy-level regulation. And that gap? That's the real issue. Because it creates a system where the capability of the vehicle has evolved, but the rules, oversight, and the mindset around it haven't caught up. This isn't just about the Villages, because what's happening here is a preview of the future. Golf carts and low-speed vehicles are spreading everywhere, but the question is, are we building the rules fast enough to match the reality? Right now, the answer is no. So the next time you see a golf cart cruising by, don't just think, that looks fun. Think, oh well, there goes an actual vehicle with almost no protection, operating in a system that treats it like a toy. Because in places like the Villages, that disconnect is the real problem. And until people start taking golf carts as seriously as cars, this issue isn't going away. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and turn on notifications, and I'll see you next time.